Live from our studios at One Television Plaza, this is WTAP News at 6.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Phyllis Smith. President Joe Biden says the United States will complete its evacuation of Americans and others from Kabul, and despite the attack that killed 12 U.S. service members and many Afghan civilians. He vowed to avenge the deaths, saying the U.S. has some idea of who perpetrated the attacks and will hunt them down. Continuing the evacuation means Biden risks more deaths, but the alternative would be an early end to the pullout and leaving behind Americans still seeking to leave the country. The White House rescheduled Biden's first in-person meeting with Israel's new prime minister and canceled a video conference with governors on incoming Afghan refugees after the Kabul attacks. Congressman Bill Johnson released a statement this afternoon about the attack, saying, quote, "We pray for our deceased warriors and their families, as well as the wounded and American civilians still in harm's way. We also pray for our troops on the ground risking their lives to evacuate them." As a 27-year Air Force veteran who served at U.S. Special Operations Command, today's attacks show a clear failure of leadership by the commander-in-chief of the world's greatest military force. Senator Shelley Moore Capito released a statement on her Twitter in regards to the attack, saying, quote, "This is devastating and incredibly sad to see. Our Marines were bravely performing the critical mission of evacuating Americans. While the effort is worthwhile, the president must ensure everything is being done to protect and support those evacuating and helping them. So far, I have been very disappointed with the actions of this administration." Also, Senator Joe Manchin responded and released a statement saying, in part, today's horrific attacks in Kabul that killed and wounded American service members and Afghans is an unconscionable act of terrorism. Every American, including myself, is heartbroken by the loss of our brave service members who put their lives on the line and by this senseless loss of life. Our military must be able to complete their mission for as long as it takes to evacuate every American, our service members, any individual that has assisted U.S. forces and civs while ensuring security and medical screenings. Turning to the weather now, meteorologist Kirk Greenfield joins us now with the first look at your forecast. Kirk.
Another warm and humid day in the Mid-Ohio Valley, but not the strong storms that we experienced yesterday. As we take a look at the view here up in Marietta, it's the Jan Dills Marietta Skycam atop the Lafayette Hotel. 84 degrees, but it feels like 89. That's the heat index for you. The relative humidity 65%. The winds are calm, and the barometer 30.08 inches is falling. When we take a look at the evening planner, at 8 o'clock, we expect it to be mostly cloudy and 79, and by 10, there's a possibility of some storms flaring, but at this point, they're not a certainty at all. We'll take a look at the rest of the week's forecast and the week beyond when I return. Back to you.
Thank you, Kirk. A little more than 2 weeks after deciding not to change the school system's policy on masks, the Wood County Board of Education is set to discuss the issue again next week. The board has a special meeting set for this Monday, according to a statement from the school system, to discuss proposed guidelines for masks. The board decided August 13th to change the school system's mask policy, which recommends but not requires mask wearing among students and employees. Since then, COVID-19 outbreaks in other counties, including Ritchie County, have prompted school officials to require masks, at least for the time being. And the school system's dashboard reports cases since August 16th and 17th at school buildings, including 12 at Parkersburg High School. The meeting is set for Monday night at 6 o'clock at the Williamstown High School auditorium. The police chief of St. Mary's says a holiday charity drive now under investigation was intended only for drivers committing minor traffic offenses. The Slow Down for the Holidays program, which has stopped operating pending the outcome and the investigation, has been in existence since the late 2000s, according to the St. Mary's Police Chief Bill Stoll. St. Mary's Police and Pleasants County Sheriff's deputies collected money for the program in place of fines for various driving offenses. Chief Stoll says the offenses involved were usually speeding violations and that participation was voluntary.
Every year we would set a limit as to what that number would be. We would not want, for each, like I say, a simple speeding ticket, one violation in the last couple of years was $50 donation would be made.
What is being investigated has not been disclosed, although there are reports money was collected for offenses other than minor violations. Chief Stull says the program was during the Christmas holidays up to last year. The IT firm providing service to Wood County's government offices goes out of business at the end of next month. County elected officials discussed the situation this morning with the County Commission. Those administrators agreed to sign up with a new provider, a smaller firm, but whose services they've used before and are pleased with. The Commission agreed to leave that decision up to the department heads.
They understand our concerns, and, we just want to make sure everything runs smooth for the taxpayer, for the citizens.
And the Commission agreed to the 911 Center's request for a new contract with the firm providing the center with technology maintenance. Marietta College will have next month's Entrepreneur Expo back open to the public. After the pandemic forced the Mid-Ohio Valley Entrepreneurship Expo to be over Zoom, the college is bringing back the event to the public for its 6th year on September 23rd. Those interested in going can be a part of networking, individual sessions on the Marietta College campus, and seeing this year's keynote speaker, Dr. Heidi Neck. Marietta College's Entrepreneurship Program Director, Dr. Jacqueline Corasani, says that bringing this back in person will be helpful for all those interested in becoming an entrepreneur themselves.
We actually invite everyone to come here, be under the same roof, learn from each other, expand their network, and kind of build a better business community.
The expo is free to those a part of the Marietta College community. Registration for everyone else will cost $40. Those wanting to go to the expo will be required to wear a mask and social distance. If you would like more information, you can click on the link on WTAP.com. Wood County authorities are looking for a man who escaped home confinement yesterday. Authorities say 19-year-old Javon Bivens was under bond supervision at the time of his escape. Bivens was arrested last October following a chase that ended in a car crash on Interstate 77. He's described as a black man about 5'8" and 150 pounds. He has black hair and brown eyes and has several arm and hand tattoos. Call the Wood County Sheriff's Office at 304-424-1834 if you see him. Still ahead, doctors are sounding the alarm amid a troubling surge in pregnant women becoming